John Adams said the two-party system is the greatest political evil under our Constitution. George Washington cautioned in his farewell address against excessive political party spirits and geographical distinction. Wise words. They tell us what to do about it? They did not. They just said it, and they died. Now they left us to figure it out. Real geniuses. America, two parties, still, all these years later, two parties. There's 350 million people, and there's two parties. There's 15 genders, and there's two parties. There's 4 bathrooms, and there's two parties. Remember when the internet started? We were all positive soccer moms. Everybody's posting pictures of unicorns, sunsets, rainbows, inspirational quotes. Make yesterday today's tomorrow. Yeah, it's corny, but look at it now. Stay in your lane. Keep my name out of your mouth. Die in a fire. And I'm old, you know. I grew up offline. And in those days, if you wanted to have a political debate with somebody, you couldn't do it in your underwear. You had to get dressed, go down to the local bar, pick up the newspaper, find somebody you knew disagree with you politically. You'd be like, you like this, don't you? And he goes, as a matter of fact, I do. What's your problem? And then you'd have a debate when it was friends, family, people you knew from the neighborhood. So the bar itself was Facebook. And Twitter was all the strangers doing coke in the bathroom together. Speaking in short bursts of under 280 characters. Paranoid, like, yeah, why are you following me, huh? Trying to send me a message? I'll block you. Reddit was the regulars of the bar that were there too often, so they noticed things no one should ever notice. Just watching all the time. Did you change the taps on the IPA? Okay, that's enough out of you. And the troll was the guy in the corner asleep who just lifted his head up every 3 hours and go, everybody here can kiss my ass. Like, all right. We lived up to some of the big promises we did live up to. The big one, when I was a kid, they said the reason the United States is so great, anybody can grow up and become president of the United States. Hey, they said anybody. They weren't kidding on that one. But just because Trump spends all day on Twitter inflicting his severe psychological damage on all of us doesn't mean you don't do the same thing. Because Trump is more than just a person and less than just a person, ironic. He's an idea. And he's the hill the people he speaks to have chosen to die on, and they're not all Nazis. Because if you're crouching as a plumber under a rusty sink after the age of 40 with bad knees, a 3 Bavarian cream habit a day, and a 12-year-old truck, you don't like being told to acknowledge your privilege. And everybody's telling you to do that, except Trump. Because it's easy to be charitable when it's not your job on the line, right? I mean, right now, you know and I know, somewhere out there, south of the border, there's a Mexican George Clooney, better looking than George Clooney, a better actor, more charismatic, and he would do George Clooney movies for 1/20th the salary that George does it for. And if he ever makes his way up north, George Clooney might be chanting, build that wall, build that wall. Because some people hear Trump, they probably hear the Founding Fathers. Hey, you never heard the Founding Fathers talk. What if they sounded like Trump? We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, and actually it's getting pretty perfect. It's actually pretty fantastic. They don't want to report it. It's pretty great. James Madison, very bright guy. James Madison. Little Jimmy, I call him Little Jimmy Madison. It's a joke. Take a joke. He can't take a joke. He doesn't take a joke. Alexander Hamilton, Crazy Al, I call him Crazy Al. He wants to start a bank. He wants to start a national bank. I don't know. Maybe we will. We'll see. We'll see. Because the mistake is you looking at him like he's a candidate that was elected to political office. He was, instead of what he was, a middle finger. Because look at Christians. Intelligent people say to me, how could Christians have voted for Trump? Here's the left strategy to Christians the past 50 years. Hey, you superstitious idiots, are you going to vote for us? I don't know why that doesn't work. Trump was probably the least Christian person that's walked the face of the earth in a couple of centuries, but he brings them in, gives the speeches like it's a corporate event to him. You know, he doesn't really know, but he's like, you Christian people are some of the most fantastic, tremendous people. Your faith is actually a wonderful thing. I love your faith. I love it. The Bible is a great read, by the way. What a great book. I read it at Mar-a-Lago. I never read it before. I read it. Fantastic. Could not put it down. Read it at Mar-a-Lago. It's a beach read. It's a great beach read. You got Joseph and Mary. They're trying to get in. They're trying to get in. She's pregnant, about to have the baby. They can't get in. They can't get in. I don't know why. Nobody lets them in the inn. No room at the inn. I've owned hotels. Sometimes you don't want people in for different reasons, but, you know, they finally do get in. They have the baby. Grows up to become a tremendous success. And a lot of things happen. Some good, some not so good. Treated very unfairly, by the way. Very unfairly. Jesus, it's actually a disgrace the way Jesus was treated. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, but even the people who love Trump, I think we all know how this is going to end. Because you think the term, it's obviously not going to be the traditional waving goodbye on the White House lawn, jump in the chopper. Even he doesn't think it'll end that way, right? It's probably last seen in Scarface, I would think. You know, it can be no other. Just, you know, Trump sitting alone in the Oval Office, a giant table, snorting whatever prescription meds he's been doing this whole time. Abandoned by everybody, just like Tony Montana released him like Tony, you know. The Navy SEALs go through the bay windows, you hear flashbang grenades, the carry stretcher comes out, and you're like, Jesus, well, I kind of thought so, but Jesus Christ. But however Trump leaves, our fundamental differences don't leave with him. We're still divided. The Founding Fathers wrote in the Declaration of Independence, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands that have connected them to another. And they were writing that about us in England, but they say subconsciously you're always writing about yourself. And maybe they knew this day was coming. And now this day is here. And now what, you know? No, I'm asking you, now what? I wrote 60% of this show, and I was like, wow, this was hard, you know?